Hello and welcome to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is show number 96 and it is July 1st, 2019. Hola, bienvenido a otro programa de 5K Tenis. Hoy es julio 1 de 2019, programa número 96. I kind of like,
Doesn't matter. Sounded good to me.
I messed that up big time. But
Love it
whatever.
when she does that. Love it.
At least I did it, right? At least I got through it, unlike Osaka today.
I almost forgot it was Wimbledon time with her doing that. Love that.
Cheers, cheers.
Love that.
We should do the show one day with a British accent.
Speak-
Try to.
So instead of going Spanish, because, there's really kind of no need to. Outside that, you just sound great when you speak Spanish.
Yeah, but I messed up.
Woo!
Alright.
Almost got distracted. It was Wimbledon time. Let's go. All right, we have a lot to talk about. Carla and I are in between lessons, so we're going to try to get through this relatively quickly. I'm sure that all of you have a very busy day as well. But it's Wimbledon time once again, and let's just jump right into the show. Hopefully everyone is having a very positive and good start of their week.
I'm sure they've had a positive day. Much better than some of the players today.
Jeez, I think you and I had the worst fantasy team selections ever recorded in history. And we've been doing these fantasy teams for 10 years.
I just want to hit myself in the head for picking Zverev. What was I thinking?
Jeez, what about me picking Osaka and Tsitsipas?
And Dimitrov.
And Dimitrov. Man. Can you speak Spanish again one more time so I can forget about that?
No.
I'm just kidding. All right, so please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It's always a help for us. And again, without you, there is no us. So thanks, as always, to all of you. By the way, if you wish to catch up with either one of us, and usually it will be Carla, if you want to catch up with me, then let her know in a sense. But you can expand the description field below this video, I think on a cellular device or a mobile device. It's a down arrow near the title, and that can expand, and our information and links to other platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email, and our 5K tennis as well on Facebook is there. I think Facebook Messenger, you keep up with a lot of people on
Yeah,
as
and
well.
I got a new message on Instagram from Texas. Hello. Thanks, Jordan, from Facebook Messenger, a new subscriber who's just starting to play tennis. Hello, if you're watching the show.
Oh, that's Jordan Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, Jordan Nelson, we're going to get into this in just a second.
Well, he's not from Texas. I had two different people. I have one from Texas.
Well, Rahesh is in Texas, too.
Yes, but a new viewer, and then Jordan Nelson,
Yeah,
who
and,
sent us a message. Young guy, seems like a young tennis player, just starting to get into tennis, I think.
Yeah, and this name Jordan Nelson is fixing to carry into our first segment, and that's going to be a quick review on our tennis racket giveaway and fantasy team giveaway, or fantasy team prize giveaway. I don't want to spend too much time there because a lot of our viewers don't even play, but a lot of people do, and they want to keep up with where they are within winning a tennis racket or 5K tennis shirts or YTEX shirts or strings. So we're going to start off real quick right there. By the way, round one Wimbledon has begun. If you're new to this channel, we do lead up shows until the first round begins. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you want to kind of catch up from where we left off, check out the last show. But round one has begun, so we're going to start there. This is my favorite time of the year. The weather was a very favorable 70 degrees and sunny today in London.
Good for them, because we were teaching in 96 plus.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
I was dripping today.
Yeah, it was 96. I think the real feel was about 105. We came home, showered, and we're going to head back out after the show. But 70 degrees and sunny is highly favorable for tennis, and that's what it was today in London. It looks to be that way all week. So we should have really good week at Wimbledon this week.
No rain.
All right, so as I said, we're going to start off today's show with a quick heads up on the fantasy team selections and the tennis racket giveaway. Again, the fantasy teams are for 2 sets of YTEX strings, a 5K tennis shirt or a YTEX shirt, depending upon size on some of the shirts. And the tennis racket giveaway is a Wilson Burn 100S countervail. And everyone is still obviously very much alive for both. Out of all the applicants, we have 29 in total. So there's 29 people fighting for or battling professionally for these items, and all 29 are obviously still alive. We're only halfway through round one. So best of luck to everyone. I will keep track of the points to the best of my ability. Carl and I Keep up with your points as well. Every player that you selected is 1 point per round that they win. And if they don't win the round, like 3 of my players did today, then it's just 0 points for them for the tournament.
And you can follow Zetsevil's example. He put it in an Excel sheet and he keeps up with it. It's pretty easy. He made an Excel sheet for his players and he puts the points next to them or highlights them.
Yeah, so I'm human. Believe me, I'm great at making mistakes, but usually I do a pretty good job. But keep up with your own, just in case at the end that you think there is an error. Generally, the score will stay pretty much really close until like 3 or 4 rounds have completed. There'll be a bunch kind of tied for first and second and third. However, today, because of all the very interesting losses, there are only 2 people that are left undefeated. Real quickly, thank you so much to YTEX Strings and Apparel, personal friend Igor Savage. Again, he helps us with these prize giveaways. It's not for monetary gain. It's for all of you.
He donates
He donates it all here for all of you. He loves his product, and we do as well. It's all we use, and that's out of sincerity. You can look at my walls in my streaming shop. But we thank YTEX for believing in us, and this stuff is for you. So there's a lot of strong teams, but there's only 2 people that are left undefeated on the fantasy team giveaway for the gear, and those 2 people are Yuri Raz, okay, and the new gentleman you mentioned yesterday, Jordan Nelson. Out of 29 entries, there are only 2 that are undefeated. Congratulations, great way to stay away from Osaka. Dimitrov, even though I was the only one that picked Dimitrov. Yeah, great way to who was the other one that people lost? Tsitsipas lost. I picked him.
I picked Zverev. I must have been somewhere else. I don't know why I did that.
And a lot of people picked Venus Williams. So for these 2 to stay away from every one of those players, as good as they all are, impressive job. However, those that are now only with 1 or 2 or even 3 losses, because most of us are still very much alive. Again,
because day 1 is tomorrow for some players.
Hey, I like that. It's that notebook flip. Let's get down. Bet you can't do that again. I like that.
But we might have some more people that lose tomorrow, their first day.
Yeah, and let's say you have a player that someone else doesn't have, and they go deep into the tournament. Like I have Khachanov, and no one else out of 29 people has Khachanov. So if Khachanov wins a couple of rounds, I'm in pretty good shape. And there's a lot of people that have a select player or 2 in the same position. So even if you lost 3 players and these 2, Yuri Raz and Jordan Nelson, are still undefeated, don't think it's over, because this just began, okay? There's a lot of strong teams, but those are your 2 undefeated players. For the tennis racket giveaway, we had to predict our 2 men's finalists and 2 women's finalists and who we thought would win. Everyone is still alive. However, Hitchhiker was one of those that picked Osaka as one of his finalists. Not a shock, but he was the only one out of 29 people, though. Out of 29 people, Hitchhiker was the only one that selected Naomi Osaka to go to the final, and furthermore selected Osaka to win it. So, Hitchhiker, you are still alive for the tennis racket. You would have to be perfect here at this point. The only problem with that is other people still have your remaining people still set up without having lost the 4th player. So you would need someone to go down tomorrow to kind of square you back off in that. So you have a chance, but you're on the outside looking in after already losing 1 finalist and 1 winner. But you're still alive. All right? So that's kind of where we're at. And again, please excuse the lack of organization for this show, and I will explain. Carl and I left this morning, show halfway written, up until about this point, a little bit further. I went out for a lesson. All of our fantasy teams were intact. Everything was good. Came back in, and we lost Dimitrov, Tsitsipas, Osaka, Zverev. We started losing, like, boom, boom, boom.
Vondrousova went out. We were like, what? Venus. We were like, what?
So
Garcia, somebody lost Garcia.
Yeah, a couple people lost Garcia.
I was like, what?
So there's a lot of people that lost big players right off. I wrote some notes, and this is how we're going to kind of get into the thick of the show. For those that do not play the fantasy stuff, sorry to spend 9 minutes starting out with it. It's really fun. It's really easy, and it doesn't take much to write down the team. So a lot of people enjoy it. Some people don't. So hey, don't be mad at us, but we kind of have fun with it too. So anyway, I wrote down some notes this morning, though, that I think will make for interesting topics that had to do with these fantasy teams and their selections, though. Okay? I wrote a little segment here called A Few Fun Picks. Okay? In other words, a few fun picks. In other words, these players that some of these competitors or viewers, I was going to say battlers, but that's not a word. This is a battle in a sense. So here are some picks that I thought were pretty outlandish, but maybe not. Well, number 1, Flor Amor, who I think is of the Philippines, picked Sue Shea to not only beat Ostapenko, but to also win the entire tournament. For the tennis racket giveaway, selected Sue Shea as a women's finalist and to win the entire tournament. Is that outlandish, Carla? Is that crazy to think that?
I think I have a better chance of winning the lotto.
But she handled Ostapenko today, who's made a semifinal at Wimbledon, correct me if I'm wrong, in 2018.
I just don't think it'll happen. I think I have a better chance of winning the lotto.
Yeah, didn't Ostapenko make the semifinal last year in 2018 for Wimbledon?
2018, yes.
I don't know. Ostapenko better be talking to Cam. What's up, man? Now I can't even do anything.
Time to fire you. To fire you.
I won a match. I went deep at the French, won it. Oh, my AO ball just hit the deck. Is that sign that Wimbledon's better than the Australian, or is that just sheer luck?
That's just because you moved the table.
I gotta get.
That's because you were talking about Ostapenko.
Oh, so the Australian.
But maybe our cameraman can pick up the ball and just make it easier.
There you go. Chris, you want to make a cameo? Oh, he just fell over. Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign that more players are going down tomorrow.
All right, so we're going down, and I'm about to leave this ball here. All right, we're going to just put it back here. All right, that was number 1, kind of funny with the ball. Then Chris ate it back there, tripping over the camera. But furthermore, I think it is not funny, but I think it's outlandish. I do not think Sue Shea wins Wimbledon. If so, this will be the most genius pick I've ever seen in my life.
If so, then I wish I was a pro.
Yeah, if you can hit 2 hands on both sides.
I wish I was in the tour then.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah, a 2-hander off both sides to win a major is exceptional. I think Bartoli, I think, did it.
Bartoli did it, yes. But she had a lot more weapons than Sue Shea.
Outlandish pick number 2 that I thought was borderline, at least borderline realistic.
I know what you're going to say.
Dushan Drammikanin picked Denis Shapovalov to go to the finals. Not to win,
I love Denis
but
Shapovalov, but I could never do that. Not till the 3 retire, and I see more. I don't know. Maybe he knows something we don't.
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
Dushan, are you an insider, bro? Maybe Flora Moore is an insider, obviously.
Where's Shapovalov?
We got 2 insiders here. He plays tomorrow. All right.
Ooh, I have a hard time. He's going to beat Federer or Nadal. Okay.
Oof. Whole lot of confidence in Shapovalov.
Yeah.
Number 3. Here's a fact I wrote down. Again, this is before matches transpired today. I wrote fact. Interesting or not, and I wrote a question mark. That very few of us, and all of these 29 fantasy team applications, very few of us, 3 or 4, I think, somewhere in there, picked Simona Halep. Is anybody shocked that hardly anybody picked Simona Halep?
No, grass is tougher for her type of defense game. You need to be a person that attacks 1, 2, 3. You can't be on the defense all the time. No.
Halep
this surface is not good for her.
And Halep for a moment there, second set, down big in the second. Halep won the first set playing Sasnovich. Sasnovich is a fine player, won the first set comfortably, found herself down, I want to say 4-2 or something in the second set, and found a way to climb her way back and took a decisive win, and I guess you could say, not a decisive win, but an indecisive win, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It wasn't a confident type win, but she got through. What are your thoughts on that? Is anyone out there, whether you play this or not, is anyone shocked that
she won 6-4, 7-5? So that was a tight
match.
Yeah.
And she was down big. I think she even was down 5-2 at one point in the second set. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what are your thoughts? Why do you think only 3 or 4 out of 30 people, and I think there's 550 viewers or more here, so what do you think? Why do you think out of a population only, a sample is generally representative of that population, so why do you think hardly anyone picked Halep at this tournament? Defense doesn't work as good on grass?
No, it doesn't.
What are your thoughts on that?
Rowanska proved that she couldn't win Wimbledon with that type of game.
Real quick, while we're talking about the Simona Halep and Sasnovich match. By the way, Sasnovich, I think, is from Belarus. I think so. Is that
She's
correct?
from Belarus, yes.
As well as Sabalenka. Sabalenka goes down in the first round too. Not too long ago, a couple of months ago, I think Carly made a statement that Sabalenka would win her first major before Naomi Osaka would win her next major after having won the U.S. Open and the Australian Open.
Yeah, her career does not look good.
Well, they both are kind of on the outskirts. Do you think I'm still wrong that Sabalenka, though, will not win her first?
I don't think she'll ever win a slam.
But do you think right now on the trajectory of both of them, Sabalenka in Camp A and Osaka in Camp B, which one do you think right now at this point in time, after having watched Naomi Osaka's pouting press conference or interview, do you still think, though, no matter how bad Sabalenka's singles career has gone, her doubles career is still on the up? Do you think, though, I'm still outlandish saying that Sabalenka will win a major if ever, though, before Osaka wins her next one?
I'd rather be in Osaka's shoes than Sabalenka's shoes.
Okay, I can take those shoes.
Yeah, she won 2. She can get back there. She just needs to rethink her coaching thing.
Yeah, so back.
She needs to rethink that.
Yeah, the whole dropping Sasha Bajin.
That was the worst move she could have done.
Surely it went down something like this. Someone in her camp close to her, more on a friend nature than a tennis player, or more of a subpar coach versus a realistic, hard-hitting in-your-face coach. Hey, you're as good naturally with me. You can pay that guy half as much. Pay me a little bit, maybe more or less. But someone was whispering in her ear on that.
I don't think that's what happened. What happened was that he probably asked for more money, and
said
her
no.
camp told her, "Hey, don't be dumb. You're number 1 in the world. You can get there."
So,
and she let him go. Dumb mistake. I mean, because now she can't even think out there. But I did call Putintseva. I did say she would lose to her. I knew she would.
Carla did call that.
I knew she would. I just saw. When somebody beats you like that, they're in your head, and they just beat you a few weeks ago. They're still in your head. And Putintseva is the type of player that gets in your face. I knew it. I just knew it.
Now, if anyone can ever tell you that size matters in tennis, and you need a bone to chew on to show an example of why size does not matter, look at the likes of Putintseva
is like 5'4". She's like my height.
No,
5'5".
Little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Well, you're just for someone to say Carla's 5'5" and tiny, that's ridiculous. Carla's 5'5", but comes across as 5'6" or 7 because she's so thick. And I don't mean like heavy thick. I mean strong. That's what I'm saying. So, Putintseva is the same way, but you're taller than Putintseva
by a little.
Enough to where you can be like, okay, that's a big difference. For some reason, it just sits different on you the way you approach. You come across very in a respectful way, like a linebacker. Like, watch out, she'll take you down. Let's go.
Putintseva looks like that, but Osaka's a big girl.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying Putintseva is so much shorter, but ultimately, it really doesn't matter.
I mean, when they shook hands, there was a big difference there. Huge.
That was a nice, heartwarming handshake, by the way.
Yeah, she didn't bow down like she usually does.
Yeah. I wonder if we had that on top 10 handshakes of all time, would it make it? Not. Back to Sasnovich, though, and Halep. Real quickly, this is Wimbledon, by the way, and everyone out there that has seen the show for a year will see me go on rants about screeching and grunting, okay? We have what's called a screech level index indicator meter, and what we do is when we hear excessive grunting or excessive screeching, like, Azarenka squeal pig, whatever it might be, or Nadal, or Schiavone, any of that stuff, we break out the meter. But at Wimbledon, we're more disciplined when we bring the meter out. We brought the meter out early today. We knew it wouldn't be a high registering kind of decibel level on the SLI meter, but we wanted to set the precedence now that here at Wimbledon, the SLI meter is out, and it's out front and center. Today, Sasnovich and Halep did register on the SLI meter, and on a scale of 10, we give it about a 7.169832. So it's there. So if anyone
7.6132.
If anyone wants
to come up with
if anyone wants to grunt a little bit louder than Halep, then you will definitely be kind of inching up that meter. Again, the 5 is about here. Wee, so it's like beep 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 beep. This is like a really bad one. So we were like beep 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 beep, but it wasn't a like an Azarenka Sharapova squeal off or Schiavone thrown in there on the mixed doubles squeal.
I don't know. Vitas was screeching loud today.
Venus was screeching too, but the young Corey Gauff was not screeching at all, so that made it a moot point. So if you have one screecher and no screecher, the SLI usually doesn't pick that up.
I don't know. Azarenka does well, picking it up for both players.
The best ever screech off has been Azarenka playing Sharapova. Pig running down the street. Sharapova coming across the other side. Both shots having been drop shots. And whatever happens after that happens. But we have not had any type of screech or squeal off yet. But the table, be warned.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, if we're going to the tiebreaker in the fifth set, we should have a squeal meter on court that deducts points for that hypocrisy. Gee whiz, man. All right, so it came out, and it's going to stay out. We're very strict about the SLI for Wimbledon. Jumping into a quick topic. Here we go, Carly. You ready for this one?
Sure.
I am the only person that picked Karen Khachanov on my fantasy team.
I know. I love Khachanov, but
I am the only one.
Not for grass. I just don't see him doing well at grass. His next opponent is Feliciano Lopez, right? Feliciano Lopez,
yeah.
And he will. To me, Lopez will win that match. He's a better grass court player.
After what I saw today, I won't be shocked.
He just barely got through a player that we've never really seen play.
I've talked so much smack for this run up to Wimbledon and how no one will beat me, and I'm like near the end of the pack after halfway through the first round.
Yeah.
However, having said that, Khachanov is able to go deep into this tournament, and someone else that doesn't have Khachanov is a couple of points ahead of me, as everybody is right now at this point in time, then I'm still in good shape. Let's go, Khachanov. But why do you think, though, in all reality, though, honest discussion involving all of you, why do you think that a very respectable sample of roughly 30 people out of 600 or 570 or whatever it is, why do you think that no one but me picked Khachanov? Is it that I'm thinking wrong, or is there some part of his game that the majority of people don't think translates well over to this court?
His forehand definitely doesn't translate.
How is that?
That big swing, I mean, he drops his racket head back and then comes around. Too much time wasted. The grass is fast. He just doesn't put points away. It's too much hitting for a big guy. You would think he'd have a bigger serve.
Who are some of the other players with the big loopy forehand that tends to cause him to hit the ball late on grass?
I think Ferzi09 sent us a message that Collins, which I didn't really agree with him on that. But
Sakari, I
do agree with. Yeah,
and we've talked about that on this show for a year.
Yes. I don't
We've
know.
always said Sakari hits loopy off her back foot. We've said it and said it and said it. Ferzi09 did represent yesterday with Salt and throw out the Danielle Collins, where he had reached out to actually talk to the coach about that. Good for him.
But the difference with her is that her shot is flat, whereas Sakari's shot is loopy. A flat shot is a lot more effective than a loopy shot.
I still find it hard to believe that the number 10 player in the world, that I am the only one out of 29 people that selected him. I mean, you call him Thor. You think he's Mr.
I would rather pick him on a U.S. Open. I think, I wouldn't pick him at the U.S.
I was about to say, how is that even right?
No,
sometimes the U.S. Open courts move faster.
I just wouldn't pick him. He's good to look at, but I wouldn't pick him.
See, I don't get that. Number 10 in the world, he's good to look at, but I'm stuck solo. You know what? I hope he wins the tournament. If Khachanov wins this tournament, I'll beat everybody because no one else has him. I'm guaranteed a free point all the way through.
Oh, how about Shapovalov wins? That'll be a shocker.
Yeah, if Shapovalov pulls this off, then I forgot who I just said had him. But yeah,
Duchan has
it. Yeah,
it.
Duchan. If someone like Duchan or myself gets on a roll with Shapovalov, because he's the only one, if I recall correctly, that has him, or Khachanov gets on a roll, watch out. Me and Duchan are going to be representing. Let's go.
Or Sue.
Come on. Oh yeah, who is that? Flora Moore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sue Shea gets rolling. I tell you what, it could be 1, 2, 3. Could be Duchan, me, and Flora Moore. Let's go, Flora Moore. Let's go!
He did the R.
That's my team. Right now, me, Dusan, and Flora Moore. Let's go! That's what we need. Future of tennis right there. Khachanov. Who was the other two?
If that's the future of tennis, then wow.
Well, you never know. Might happen right here at this Wimbledon.
Wow.
Next gen who? Next gen who? Who? Next gen huh? What do you say? Next gen who? We'll get into that in a minute. All right. Quick topic number 3. Ferzi09 was the only person that picked Gael Monfils. Now, this was before the show started. I wrote this before it started, right? And I'm like, I'm writing here, quick topic number 3. Good for Furzy09. He picked Monfils. He was up like 2-0, wasn't he?
Yes. And retired on the 5th set, 3-0.
Woo.
Again.
Me.
Again.
So I was just going to ask everyone, when I wrote this earlier, I wrote here as a note, let's ask everyone's thoughts about his gutsy call, and that basically I'd assumed that Monfils was on his way to the final, but scratch that. Furzy09 has now lost Monfils. So I guess our theory on Svitolina and Monfils recouping as a couple
did not help.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
We failed on that scientific theory. Hypothesis failed.
Yes.
Moving forward. Topic number 4. This is another interesting one. Out of this population sample of nearly 29 players, only very few people picked Stefanos Tsitsipas. I did. Carla did.
I guess they knew something we didn't know.
And a couple others did, but the vast majority did not. Why, first of all, Carla, did we pick Tsitsipas?
Okay, he was doing really good the whole year.
Putting on quadricep muscle.
Yeah, he looked good.
Not being quite as spastic on the court.
Yeah, and he's very dedicated. I even read an article where he said that the young generations are very lazy. That he prefers to be a loner, that he meditates, he does all sort of exercise, he writes, so I thought, man, this guy, he's got a good way of thinking. He's got a shot.
Okay, I agree with it totally. We talked about Tsitsipas when we were doing our teams. We both thought he had kind of calmed a bit.
He should have gotten through that match.
Should have.
He should have. I mean, his draw was open to meet Djokovic. He should have been there. But now Djokovic is laughing because he's like, well, Zverev is out. Tsitsipas is out. I mean, who's really going to challenge me on this side?
Well, you have Wawrinka, you have Anderson.
Hurkacz, which won today. Hurkacz won.
Raonic over there.
Maybe Hurkacz can get his redemption from the French Open. I knew he'd beat Khachanov. I knew that. And I had picked Hurkacz. Remember, I said that in the last show.
Okay.
So maybe the Auger-Aliassime could do it. Felix Auger-Aliassime could beat Djokovic. I don't know.
And look, the first time I ever picked Tsitsipas or Naomi Osaka to go far in a tournament was this tournament. I lost them both in the first round. Usually it's just Dimitrov.
I told you not to pick Osaka. I think I told everyone on the show, Utsiseva will beat her, don't pick her.
Yeah, I just purposely screw myself by picking Dimitrov five times in a row. He's lost every time in the first round. I think he made one second round and then lost miserably there. But 5 in a row, he's been abhorrent. But let me tell you why I picked Tsitsipas, okay? I have talked about his spastic behavior on court, at least from a tennis mind perspective. It's very spastic. Has anyone ever seen the movie Can't Buy Me Love? It's like an 80s movie where the guy pays the girl to replace his mom's dress that got stained, and he had to or she had to work it off by taking him to the prom or the dance or pretending to be his girlfriend. Do you remember that movie from the 80s?
Yes.
Do you remember the dance that he didn't realize he was learning, some weird dance? The little kid left something there. He thought it was Soul Train, so he learned the dance where he's going, right? Do you remember that? Does anybody remember that? And then the whole place thinks he's cool, and they all start being all spastic too. Up until about 3 months ago, when I thought of the word Tsitsipas, I didn't think tennis or him. I thought of the dude in Can't Buy Me Love going, that's how he played tennis to me, very spastic. But I thought he had moved on from that, not saying he has not. I thought he would move on from that and settle in a little bit and make a second week here, no problem. So I picked him, right? Fabiano, I had heard discussions over the past few days that Fabiano had the firepower on grass to beat him. So I wasn't shocked when I saw this because I read it a couple days leading up. It wasn't my writing, wasn't my thoughts. I just read it, though, on a couple of different platforms. So not a shock, but I picked him because I thought, hey, he settled in. But ultimately lost. How big of a deal is this for Tsitsipas moving forward?
It's not a big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Honestly, I could say that his loss, he is tired. He's played too much tennis, too many tournaments. I mean, he needs to take a little break. He is overworked. There is a such thing as overworked, playing too much tennis. And he's done that.
Yeah, I think this...
He's in a better position than Zverev.
Yeah, and I think that Barty is in that category, and we'll see what happens with her. But I think Barty is in the same type of category where Stefanos is at Tsitsipas. Here, I'm not saying Barty will lose in the first round, but I just don't see Barty winning Wimbledon because of the same amount of tennis. I think if either one of them lose, well, Tsitsipas has already lost. I think if anything for these caliber of players, though, that they are, this isn't like Zverev losing today, which was got to be disastrous for his whole camp, his whole team, his whole mind, not just for confidence, but for his whole package. But losses for a really bright Tsitsipas.
No, he shouldn't take this as bad.
He should take it as a building block.
Yes,
in other words, hey, maybe I took this match a little too much for granted. Maybe I didn't quite put enough in the reserve.
He didn't have it. You could see it. I watched a lot of points, and he wasn't his usual self. He has spent a lot of energy playing clay, and that's why it's tough to win a French and Wimbledon.
Incredibly tough, and as well to play as much and still play at that level. Just all the way through. It's very tough to do so.
Yes.
Kind of like Halep in a sense. Halep on the surface is vulnerable. She had a really smooth moment on the grass today. I think down 5-2. I may have that a little off. I think she was 5-2 and came back and won that set 7-5, rolling off 5 straight games. But she was in trouble too against Sasnovich, but Sasnovich just couldn't close the door on the second set. Let's jump into real quickly. We again have lessons to kind of get to, and I'm sure you all may not have an hour today to take away from your busy days. So let's jump right into notable matches. We talked about a lot of them. Notable matches, upsets, results, and notable levels of play. Meaning if this player looks really good, or if they didn't look so good, or they look great, or if they play like that in another round, they may be in trouble. That type of thing. Also, too, we always want to open the floor up because your comments make this show happen. It makes us do our homework. So if we have a match that we don't mention, we leave that open for you so we can discuss them. And hey, if you call out a match and we miss it, then you're getting popped in there, especially if that match result has anything to do with the end of the tournament. So make sure you comment. So Carla, I'll start with the first, to me, notable thing that I saw. I wrote here that Karolina Pliskova looked vulnerable when she played today, especially in the second set.
Yeah, she won 6-2, 7-6 against Ling Zhu from China. She did look questionable to me. I told Justin a few days before Wimbledon even started, I should have never picked her to go to the finals. I really doubt that she will make it to the finals.
I picked her to go to the finals,
and I think a lot of us picked Pliskova.
A lot of us did, yeah.
She just won Eastbourne against Kerber. I don't know. She just doesn't look solid.
If she doesn't find a gear here, she'll be out in the next, 3 matches. But I think she finds a second win here. She's going to get a day off, and so she'll rest tomorrow.
Or she'll face Monica Puig.
I think she'll go right through Puig. I know Puig won today. Good for her. Carla loves Thor. She's always talking about Karen Khachanov. He's so hot. See, Monica Puig's my girl. Not really, I'm just saying. She always talking about Thor. I can't pick one.
And you have Lisicki, too, but she didn't make it.
Well, she's not playing. And obviously,
yeah.
She's my girl. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I'm just saying. You got a favorite that you ride?
Sure, I've got many of them.
Okay, so now I got to pick another one. See who I go with.
I just said Lisicki.
I don't even know another one.
He likes Pekovic, too.
No, I liked her back in the day.
All right, well, let's go to the next notable match.
All right.
The next one, and I'll name the upsets because I wrote them down. But another match that I thought a lot of people had was Petra Martic. She went to 3 sets today.
That's a good pick.
Against Jennifer Brady, though. I didn't expect Jennifer Brady from the USA to take her to 3 sets. Questionable to me that she will even get far.
We've talked about Martic at length for a year. Martic is or Martic, I think it's Martic. She's no joke. She can play the game.
Didn't she go far at the French Open?
Yeah, she's been far.
She's
done really well this entire year, for that matter. But Martic is hot, and a lot of people.
3 sets though against Jennifer Brady.
Who knows? Maybe Brady was dialed in, and maybe she was not. I didn't watch this match, but a lot of people selected Martic on their fantasy teams in our group, and you and I both talked about it. So obviously she's a good player.
I never picked her though.
Vondrousova went out though.
Well, let's start out with the highest ranked seed that went out, which was Osaka. Osaka goes down to Parimao Julia Putintseva 7-6, 6-2. That makes it 3-0 head to head. First round lost. Yikes. We watched her interview. Not good.
Yeah, Putintseva showed Osaka no love, not at all. Osaka was up, I think, 3-1 first set. We go to teach lessons. Oh, man, Osaka just dropped the first set.
7-6,
Yeah,
yes.
and then all of a sudden, she's checking scores, and it's down in the tiebreaker, and yikes. And then the second set was just, it was over relatively rapidly. I think we were in between water breaks, and it was over.
Yes, I mean, this has to be tough for Osaka. I don't think it defines her. I think you asked this before. If she loses, would it define her career or how her career is going to go? I don't think so.
I think it does.
I don't think so. I mean, the U.S. Open, if she loses in the first round, then I would question my career a bit. But honestly, I would question that whole coaching thing. When something works, don't change it. Her coach was doing fine with her. If he asked you for more money, you should have given it to him. You changed, she changed sponsors. She went from Adidas to Nike, and now she can't win.
Dating the rapper boyfriends and
look, someone needs to teach her how to do interviews, because we watch Gauff interview 15-year-old who beat Venus Williams, and she could speak properly. I mean, Osaka couldn't even finish her interview. She tells the lady on the side that she wants to go because she thinks I'm gonna cry. Come on, grow up.
We've talked about this for a year as well. You and I both have been blasphemed on comments to the points of having to delete comments, because we've said this all along. You cannot be expected to be a gladiator and get into a battle that replicates fighting to the death. That's what tennis is basically.
And there's nothing wrong with crying.
There's
nothing wrong. You can cry, because we've seen many players cry before. We've seen Serena cry on interviews, but the way that she does interviews,
it's just babyish and poutish. And at, what is she, 22, 21
she's
now?
21.
So, I mean, at some point you have to shake that off, or you never will really get the respect, nor have the battle mode confidence, I think. Stop spinning your racket so much, returning serve. This isn't, a gimmick. It's not a video game. And again, I'm not going to get back into this, because we said this at length a year ago. We had a whole show talking about this.
By the way, Ethan, you owe me cookies.
Yes, I forgot about that. Well, it's not over yet. One of the 5 bets we have on the show, Carla has with Ethan DA in New York. What's up, Ethan? And that was that he thought that Naomi Osaka would go farther than Serena Williams in this tournament. Well, Osaka lost. Serena hasn't played yet. But if that happens, Ethan, I guess they agreed on him in New York baking her some cookies.
Well, I don't want the cookies, but she's going to make them. He's going to make them for my kids. You're going to make them for my kids, and they're waiting for it.
Yeah, I don't even eat cookies, so I'm just saying. All right, so let's review. Let's do this. Let's review a couple more women's matches, because we're at 40 minutes.
I know, but we got to go by the seeds. I mean, it's just a few that went out. You got the number 10 seed, Arina Sabalenka, that we spoke about earlier, goes down to Magdalena Rybarkarova from Slovakia, 6-2, 6-4. So much for that pre-warm-up tournament, right, that she did good on.
Well, Sabalenka, again, we know she's been on a slide for a while, but she has been obviously working on doubles for a while. I still think Sabalenka's trajectory is more favorable than Osaka's is now.
I disagree.
I do.
Well, Rybarkarova's next opponent is Corey Gauff, the 15-year-old, who we watched beat Venus Williams. Venus Williams went down to her in 2 sets, 6-4, 6-4. I thought this 15-year-old played good tennis.
She did play good tennis, and not only did she play good tennis, but she conducted herself.
Impressive.
Yeah, she was impressive. As a 15-year-old, to play on a court with that amount of people and to handle the moment, to close the door. There was times where Venus in that second set could have gone back up, and all Corey Gauff needed to do was blink her eyes one time too many, and that match would have and could have gone the other way. When it was, she won the first set 6-4, I think, and it was like the other girl was serving for the match, I think, in the second set, and I told Carla and all 5 of the kids, or all 5 of our kids, I told them that I still, if I had to bet the house on it and I was forced to, I'd still bet on Venus, because I thought that she would hiccup or blink. She did not. And let's just be real. If a 15-year-old girl, I think she's the youngest since Jennifer Capriati to win a round at Wimbledon. That was probably, 91 when Capriati was...
That's a long time ago, yes. I remember that.
So, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think I'm right there, though. She would have had to have played incredible tennis and incredible mental discipline to pull that off, no matter how good or bad Venus was playing. Fact or not.
Fact. And the fact that Venus said she didn't play good tennis in her interview, to me, was like, geez, I mean, you need to give more credit to your opponent. She did beat you at center stage. The fact is, you're 39, and tennis is pretty much out the door soon. I don't know. I don't know if I would continue my career.
All right. I only had a couple more matches written down through the men's and the women's at this point in terms of notables. Make sure, though, that in comments as we run out to teach this lesson or these
Stop mentioning the lesson. They don't care about that.
Oh, okay, I understand. It's just on my mind because I keep looking at the clock.
We have enough time.
At the same time, we have to do work. Anyway, so I have a couple written down on the men's side. If we missed any notable matches on the women's side, let us know in comments if you want to discuss them. I'm sure we've discussed them, but just don't have the time to do it today. We talked about the winners and losers so far, tennis rackets, fantasy teams. Let's jump to the men's side, notable matches.
Well, you got, we talked about Alexander, confused, Zverev went down. And his
Confused Zverev?
He goes down. And also his brother went down, Misha Zverev. Both brothers out of Wimbledon.
Well, maybe they can go both, I don't know, play doubles or something.
Well, he goes down, Italy in 5 sets. For him, I would have to question myself. Do I need to pay a coach like Ivan Lendl anymore? I'm just not winning.
Who?
Ivan Lendl is Zverev's coach.
Well, no, I understand that, but how at this level, what does a big name coach
That's what
really
I'm
do for
saying.
you? What does it do for you?
It does nothing for you. So why are we paying Ivan Lendl to coach you? You're still losing. I would get rid of Ivan Lendl. That obviously is not changing your tennis. Start all over. Maybe go back to your dad. Change tactics. Maybe the way you play. Go to the gym. Regroup, because his tennis is just going downhill.
Maybe Dimitrov.
He's burned out.
Maybe Dimitrov and Alexander Zverev should do Calvin Klein underwear commercials together.
No.
I don't know.
We talked about Tsitsipas going down. We talked about too much tennis for him already. Duchamp. We talked about Lajovic going down to her catch. Monfils out due to retirement.
Up 2 sets.
And I have to say, an honorable mention or disgraceful mention, Dimitrov goes down after being up 2 sets. 2 sets. And then gets...
Yeah, gets Moutet.
Yeah.
Let's touch on this big name coach thing real quick.
And by the way, Corentin Moutet beat him from France.
Moutet, yeah, he's a good player. He's been around a little while, too. Never really does too much, but he hangs in there.
He did well at the French Open.
Let's touch on this big name coach thing for a second. Let's look at some of these ventures. Let's look at Agassi with Dimitrov. Didn't help. I think Agassi knew it.
That's why he's didn't.
Let's look at Becker, Djokovic.
But they won slams together.
But wasn't there a whole lot of off the court negativity there?
I don't know, but he just hired Goran Ivanisevic.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Why?
I was going with that.
Why?
So I'm an Ivanisevic
I love him,
fan.
but why?
I love the guy and used to watch him as a boy.
I love him too.
But what is that doing for? I don't get what the huge. So they can hang out. You're gonna tell me?
Don't get
you're
that.
gonna tell me Ivanisevic? What did he win? Two Wimbledons. That's
One.
it. One Wimbledon.
One.
So I thought it was 2, but I'm
One.
okay. Anyway,
He made another final.
So
lost.
okay, there you go. But I mean, Djokovic has 15. What are you going to do for him that Becker couldn't do? Are you going to play Xbox differently? I mean, I'm just kidding.
I know Rahesh said this is a great move for him.
But why?
You've got all the money in the world. Why hire another coach?
Okay, Rahesh, picking on you. I know you're the most diehard Djokovic fan I've ever met in my entire life, and then some. But why is this a good move? I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a PR
ridiculous
stunt.
too.
Who needs it? I mean, Goran Ivanisevic is a good dude. Maybe they should just be friends and roll out together and go catch a movie after the match.
It's great to see a Serbian and a Croatian together, but that's about it.
What is he going to teach him? I mean,
Rahesh is doing a good enough job.
So is it? I mean, what is it? I'll let Rahesh explain why it's such a good move, but I want facts. I don't want to be like,
because it's positive for him?
Because it's cool and it's all for good energy.
What is Goran going to teach this man?
What's he going to teach Djokovic?
Nothing.
All of his game is better than even Ivanisevic was ever, and I like Ivanisevic.
Maybe Novak needs him because he's lost 4 people in the ATP Council. Maybe he just needs someone to talk to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how great was Lyndall Murray? How great was? I mean, this list can go on forever.
Lendl helped Murray, though. I think.
Yeah, I mean, but let's just say, did it go down in the history books? I mean, was it some huge pair off? I think the coaching job that Vajda has done with Djokovic is stellar.
Excellent. Better than Becker. Better than anybody.
Yeah. So just stick with your man, and you know you're going to win some and lose some. But hiring dude that can't teach you anything outside of just hanging out with you and playing the part behind a camera roll for publicity, it's about all it is, Rahesh. Sorry.
Yes,
it just is.
Agree.
Anyway, moving forward.
What does Dimitrov do with his career? Does he quit tennis?
I don't know what he does with with his career. But Dimitrov is at a crux at this point, and he's going to have to figure out something relatively quick. And that will lead us into our final segment, which I always love to do, and that is 12 rapid-fire questions. If you are new to this channel, I will ask 12 questions. You must answer them immediately. Most of them are yes or no, or scale of 1 to 10, or fill in the blank, or true, false, whatever. Answer them rapidly. If you have to think about it, you can think about it a second or two, but if it goes past that, just hit pass. It's meant to be rapid. Carla, you cannot look at my paper. She does not see these questions prior to having them read. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. I have chosen Grigor Dimitrov on my last cinco fantasy teams in a row. In all of them, he has lost very early, if not in the first round. Who is playing worse, Dimitrov or me?
Dimitrov.
I think I'm playing worse. Question number 2.
I just think you're a fool to pick
Dimitrov
him.
is now retired from my fantasy team selections, and now watch, he wins the U.S. Open.
Just like Zverev. I never picked him once, never again.
Yeah, I picked Osaka for the first time and Tsitsipas. Lost all 3 on the same day. Karma for something. Question number 2. Is the first day of Wimbledon more exciting for you than the first day of the French Open?
No, it's the same for me.
Well said. Question number 3. Do you think Alexander Zverev's issue is just confidence, or is it more like his entire package moving forward?
His entire package has to be changed.
Question number 4. How happy is Novak Djokovic right now?
Not happy.
Well, let's say if you take away the politics. I was pertaining. Okay, that's an open-ended question. Okay. Let me. That's
he
good.
should be happy
She
then.
caught me. So let me ask this in 2 ways. Question 4, A and B. Question 4, A and B, and I didn't write this in, so I'll have to write it down. There's a B. 4, A and B. All right. How happy is Novak Djokovic right now in reference to Tsitsipas and his draw opening up, because Tsitsipas and Zverev, etc.
10. Happy.
Now, how happy is Djokovic off the court dealing with this whole political failure venture?
1.
Okay, so I'll put politics on 4.
If I were him, I'd step down from that.
I had griped about it for a couple of months. I've had Rahesh lay into me about it. I've had other people. I think it was Rahesh. People like, why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't he do that? And I always said, because you have to think too much off the court, and then you worry and you lose sleep at night, and your performance drops. I talked about it forever. Got right there. What are you talking about?
Well, he has 15 majors. He wants to catch up to Federer. I would drop that and concentrate more on the
There's no need for it. Get into it when you're old and gray.
Yeah.
Let the politicians deal with it. Who needs it? Woogies. Who gives a bleep?
Yeah.
Only thing that affects is your performance.
And he's got enough money. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Question number 5. On the last show, yes, before the Osaka loss, and yes, before myself picking her for the first time ever on my fantasy team, I asked everyone, will this Wimbledon define Naomi Osaka's future? I ask again, does this match lost today against Potty Mouth Putintseva define Osaka's future?
No.
Question number 6. Who is Novak Djokovic's biggest threat right now in the top half of the draw?
Wawrinka.
Or Raonic, I think. Maybe Anderson or Khachanov. But I would agree with you.
No,
Wawrinka,
Anderson, no.
Question number 7. I am the only person that chose Karen Khachanov on our fantasy team. Do you think that Karen Khachanov can go deep and ultimately be my saving grace?
No.
Question number 8. True or false? Naomi Osaka pouts too much.
True. And I showed my daughter what not to do, because she pouts too.
And our daughter's 10.
Yeah.
And another one that's 6. And another one that's 3.
Please don't be like this.
Well, actually, all 5 of them saw that. All the kids were in there for that. Question number 9. True or false? Grigor Dimitrov will have a brighter future doing men's underwear ads than playing tennis.
Absolutely.
Question number 10. The 15-year-old girl, Corey Gauff, beat the 39-year-old Venus Williams today. Did Gauff play good, or did Venus play bad?
The young girl played good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Question number 11. Can Victoria Azarenka win Wimbledon this year?
She can. I give her a good chance.
Question number 12. If you could go on a free vacation and choose between the mountains and snow or the beach, what do you choose?
Mountains. We live on the beach, and I don't even go to the beach.
Let's go. All right, everyone, that's it. Thank you so much to all of you. Again, these shows will be every single day until Wimbledon ends, and we look forward to it. And again, sorry for, I guess, repetitive mentioning.
And thanks for guys for sending me messages. I mean, I love
it.
New people sending me messages, that's great.
From all over on any of the platforms that you choose. I guess I take it that some people choose not to maybe comment on YouTube and like it more personal. So again, we get text message and emails, Instagram, Facebook, and etc. But hey, thanks so much. We do like to comment here. That way everyone can see it and it's more kind of family-like. But whatever you wish, but I do like when everyone gets involved in the conversation and not just kind of isolated. But it's great either way. Just saying, we love it either way. Much love to all of you. Without all of you, there is no us or doing this. So you keep us motivated now, a year and counting. So without you, there is no us. So vamos, much love to all of you. Sorry for any lack of organization in this one. We started to write it and took a break, or not break, went to work in a sense, came back, and everything kind of had changed. So sorry if it was a little clustered. Headed back to the courts now. Thanks so much to Ivor Savage, the owner and president of YTEX Strings, and the company as a whole for helping us with these prize giveaways. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's always a help. And we will see you tomorrow.
A lot of good matches tomorrow.
A lot of good matches, and I can't wait to break them down.
I'm hoping that Query, takes Thiem down.
Yeah, so I think...
I predicted that one. That was my other one.
Yeah, so I think tomorrow you have an appointment early, I think.
No,
What time is it?
Late.
Like 3 or something?
Yeah.
So the tomorrow show, I don't think we have lessons because of that tomorrow, but I think tomorrow's show will be written and performed after that, Central Standard Time. So I'm assuming maybe 7, 8 o'clock will start it. So tomorrow night's download may be late.
Or early.
Or could be early.
Could be early.
Could be.
We might do it early.
But then the matches don't complete. But we'll discuss that. It could be early, but maybe ill-prepared, so it might be late. But it'll happen. Let's go. All right, see you tomorrow. And as Carla always says,
cheers.
Adios. Cheers, mate.